Alright, 2 games down for Nikola Jokic in the 2024 Paris Olympics, so let's talk about it. The Olympic draw was unforgiving for Serbia as they were scheduled to face the group favorite USA right at the first game. You could say the same for Team USA, but we saw KD returning to action, hitting pretty much every shot, while Serbia struggled with shooting and lost by 26 points. When it comes to the 3-time NBA MVP, he was absolutely carrying Serbia's offense and just had no help from the others. I'd say partially due to the fact that Americans set their tempo to the game and Serbians just adapted to it, so a lot of running back and forth on offense and defense, and I think the fatigue hit them in the legs a little bit earlier than they thought. Or maybe it was just a bad shooting night for some of the guys that we expect to make the shots. That's not really that important. Let's come back to the Joker's performance. The box score says 20 points, 8 out of 15 from the field, 7 makes from the line, only 1 3-pointer out of 6 attempted, 5 rebounds and 8 assists. Without a doubt, the best stat line in the Serbian squad, and it really just reflected what we saw on the court. Joel Embiid, who started the game, was absolutely abused both in the post, on the perimeter, and in every way possible by the Joker. He finished with 4 points and 3 fouls in just 11 minutes. Maybe there's a reason Joel was missing those games when they faced Nuggets in the regular season. But by far the most outlandish stat from this game that actually went viral on our socials was Jokic's plus-minus. In 31 minutes that Nikola was on the court, the score of the game was 81-81, and in the 9 minutes that he was absent, was resting on the bench, Serbians scored a combined total of 3 points to 29 scored by Americans. Absolutely mind-boggling. And if there's anything that Serbia could have done better in this game, besides obviously the shooting, I think they could give the ball even more to Nikola Jokic. Instead of making Micic, Bogdanovic or Avramovic great on the perimeter, just let him be that offensive hub that he is for the Nuggets, as that way I thought they looked the most solid. Before I talk about the Serbia-Puerto Rico game, a quick shout out to Hostinger. Hostinger is an all-in-one shop for everything concerning websites. Build your website with AI, get yourself a hosting plan, and the domain comes free of charge. Oh, and of course, with our code BENEWS10 you get 10% off of all hosting plans. All the links are in the description. Right, so the game against Puerto Rico was a bit more like a scrimmage for the Serbians as they steamrolled them 107-66. With 30 seconds left to go in the third quarter, Serbia was up by 24 and Jokic was subbed out. I don't know if Coach Pesic would have done something differently if, let's say, Puerto Rico went on a comeback run, but there was no need for Jokic to come back on the court, and so he didn't. Of course, I say no need when you have that Serbian mentality of stats don't matter at all and what counts is a W. Well, I say that because Nikola Jokic was actually on the verge of a triple-double right before getting subbed out. In those 23 minutes that he played, he scored 14 points, 5 of 7 from both the field and the free throw line, 15 rebounds, and 9 assists. And in fact, there was a possibility to get that 10th assist and a triple-double because 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter, Nikola Jokic rebounds the ball, an outlet pass to Nikola Jovic, who then spins, misses a layup, and we got what we got. Also, I love that our colleagues in Paris asked Jovic about this particular play, and he had no idea that the pass came from Nikola Jokic, and also he said, "Oh, I'm very sorry, and it's so sad," but to be fair, it sounded quite sarcastic. But he also added then that there was no chance that Nikola Jokic was actually gonna go to the coach and say, "Hey coach, maybe sub me in to get that 1 assist." Nor there was a possibility that Coach Pesic would come up with this idea himself. And I guess the most telling was Jokic's own comment about it. It is what it is. Literally the most Nikola Jokic thing ever. Really, who cares about potentially the 4th triple-double in Olympic basketball history? Clearly not him. Oh, and by the way, the only 3 other guys who managed to get a triple-double in the Olympics were Luka Doncic in 2020, LeBron in 2012, and Belov in 1976. Next up, Serbia will play a very important game against South Sudan, which will directly decide who is finishing second in Group C and is guaranteed a spot in the knockout stage. I would like to hear your predictions for this game in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.